A smaller one here. Don't need the sound effects or it doesn't work. Some more paint. Oh, yeah, what do I talk about? Okay, beginning of the painting is scary. Trying to figure it out. And I have a lot of problem just starting. A lot of my problem is just starting. So once I get started, it's usually okay. But then if procrastination sets in, you know, it's really silly, but you can get kind of nearly crippled in fear. But that's life. Life is pushing past the fear. In an earlier life, I was a semi-professional snowboarder, and to do the crazy jumps and stuff, you gotta push through the fear. And back in those days, there's barely helmets, and you're certainly not learning these tricks into an airbag. So, if you wanted to learn, you had to go for it on an incredibly dangerous situation, which, you know, a little bit jealous of the kids now that get to learn snowboarding and into airbags and all this safe jumps and everything, and now it's Olympic. But they have to do like 3 flips and 4 spins, and I was the man doing 3 spins, no flips. So that's a little bit wild. Okay, then we got this one here. We're gonna drop in big dog here, big dog. All the way down to the bottom. All the way down. Big boy. And compared to those two, we're gonna go pretty big. Paint. Yeah, push through the fear and good things will happen. Like, the worst feeling is not painting and then feeling this kind of shame of not being able to, you know, put your mind to it and actually get something done. Like a lot of these paintings I've been working on for years, and it drives my wife kind of crazy that I can't just finish them. But art is what you call fickle. Fickle little muse. Some of you may scream at me, get a bigger brush, but I may. I also may not. Because I'm painting it my way. Just as, what's his name, Thomas, with great videos, and he says, do it your way, you know, just like Bob Ross. Do it your way, this is your time. This is your world. I like to feel that when I'm painting. Also scary, because if it's your world, you're responsible for it. Yeah, I packed the trees a little bit too tightly compared to my reference, but just gonna keep going because what can you do? What can you do? And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, compared to the reference. You just gives you a feeling to go off. And there's gonna be a lot of branches and a lot of play going on and interplaying things. So it should be just fine. Just fine. And here we're gonna drop down another big dog here. I may get a big brush for this one. Yeah. Yeah, paging Dr. Fan Brush. He's here. He's always on duty. Always on call, I should say. Doctor. Okay, now is that bigger than that? It is even bigger than that. So, we're going to make it big. Okay. Sound effects are very important. Whatever helps you to get the paint on, you know? What is that line? In the absence of fear, there is no courage. So be brave, put the paint on. My tree shape just nice here. Straighten this out a little bit. Star Wars sound effects. Sweet. More paint. I use all Golden Acrylics brand paint. I find it to be the best for me. I love this is a high flow and then just regular fluid. Golden Fluid Acrylics. Titanium white, carbon black. Make sure you got carbon black because the other ones are just not as black. Try not to spray my whole studio with splatters. My studio is pretty small. It's 10 by 10, and as you can see, you know, this is 8 feet. So I gotta watch myself in here. I'd really love to get a studio outside of my house, but rent is not cheap. And if you can believe it, after how many years? 13 years of being an artist and selling art, I'm still finding my way. Finding my styles. This is a new style for me. This tree style. It's a bit more free, bit looser style. So it makes it pretty fun because I'm not going for perfection. I'm just trying to get it going, get it on there. So I get caught up in perfection. And hence why that moon isn't for sale somewhere, because I'm still stressing over it. I guess I should have put on hooked up my microphone for this, but you that may have stopped me from starting. And when you feel the urge to start, I find I can't stall or refuse it. Okay, so there's that one half of the trees. The other half here. This, okay. More reference over carefully. Okay, so there's those two. Perfect. And then we're gonna go over here a step. I'm gonna come up here. And try to keep my posture. As you get older, the fight of your life is gravity every day. Keep your posture. And you've got to keep that fight up. You can never waver. So you see those poor older people that are absolutely hunched over. And because they gave up the fight, they said, that's enough fighting for me. But you must not give up. Battle the gravity, which is hard. But through my life, I've dealt with lots and lots of hard things, and you just gotta do it. And this brush is too big again. Go back to my little brush here. Get back on track. Horizon line there. Drop it down a little bit. Pew, pew, pew. Okay, straighten this up. Yeah, life comes at you fast, and you can never prepare. Well, you can prepare, but not for the unseen things at work or things that you have made possible with your choices. Like my arm got broken so bad, my bones came out here, and I got operated on from here to here, and I'm basically got a metal doorknob in me, and I'm right-handed. So that was a tough one, and I had to paint 3 paintings I had going left-handed to pay for my physiotherapy for my arm. And it's just, the way it goes, and you open up your mind to new things. And I'm pretty much fully ambidextrous now, which is good because you got 2 arms, and when one gets taken away, you're not really any choices. Thankfully, it is back. I've been working out, and it has helped it a lot. Mainstream doesn't really want to tell you too much about this, but, well, kind of, but if you don't want to listen, but exercise and taking care of yourself will cure almost whatever ails you. Seriously. I encourage everyone to go work out. Get a gym pass. Planet Fitness, seriously. $30 a month, like, what are you gonna do? That's too easy. Helps your mental, your physical. All of a sudden you're lighter. I see all these people struggling to walk. They're so large that they can barely get across the street, and it's just so sad that they got to that point. And I know there's tons of factors, and like I gained weight there for a bit when my arm was bad, and I wasn't feeling very, don't really want to try for a little bit, and then that goes away, and then you get your head back on straight, and And it's never too late to start. It's never too late to start. I see lots of older gentlemen at the gym, and they come up to me and they ask for tips, and I just give them all the info I've got. And I say, you're killing it. I say, you're here, you're winning. I met some 65-year-olds in phenomenal shape. You know, it gives us hope for the future that things can be good all the way. Yeah, back to this painting, you know, it's not the quickest thing in the world, but I am doing an 8-footer. LOL. So what can you do? So just some more backstory on me. I was a semi-professional snowboarder. I was sponsored. I made top 10 in North America for amateurs in the slopestyle division, which is now Olympic, which is doing the big jumps through the park. Yeah, I made top 10, and on the very first warm-up run, I overshot a jump by about 60 feet and got knocked out and concussion and broke the nose and tail of my snowboard. And then I had to ride the contest like 6 hours later. And I rode it with a double broken board, and I still made finals. With a concussion, so there's a little bit of perseverance. Sometimes get tough. You just gotta fight through, and you know, nowadays they probably wouldn't have let me ride, but I was able to still snowboard that day, and yeah, made finals, and that was good. I got to meet some of my heroes. I got to go out on a fancy yacht and hang out with Peter Line. Peter Line was a big forum snowboards guy for years, and he was one of the OGs. And I got to hang out with him on the boat, and yeah, he was one of the judges. That was really fun and it was a all over North America contest. So they had contests, slopestyle contests at each major resort all across North America. And whoever won each big contest got a free trip to Lake Tahoe, California to ride the biggest jumps in the world. And the premise was that whoever won would be the new Forum Snowboards Pro, the newest pro. And I came pretty close. I was top 10. Didn't have my best stuff, obviously. Concussed and double broken snowboard. But, you know, still pretty proud. Proud of myself for hanging in there. Adverse conditions, obviously. You know, this is 2005, so the helmets were not quite what they are now. They were heavy and they were cumbersome and didn't really work that well. So, and I was a young, dumb kid, so I think I was wearing a kayak helmet. Stupid. But what can you do? Live and learn. You know, what I've learned is usually, if you want to learn anything, it's usually the hard way. It's kind of the way it goes. For me, anyway. Some people can learn gracefully, but I've sort of been learning the hard way in my life. But what can you do, you know? Everyone's got to find their way. And I was also big into motorcycles, which leads to the next learning area of my life, where, you know, there's two types of motorcyclists. Those that have gone down and those that haven't gone down yet. And I went down pretty hard. I was going about 120 kilometers an hour and flew off a 20-foot hard packed bank onto someone's driveway. And I got concussed so bad that I had to go to the hospital for a month, and I only remember the last few days. I had some brain bleeding, but they didn't have to open up my head. Luckily, by just a little bit, my pressure started to go down, so they didn't have to drill holes in my head. But I was on walkers and things, learning how to walk again in this really cool pool where the floor of the pool gets submerged by water. You know, those are trying times. And basically I've had a headache since 2009. But any of you going through tough times, the only reason I'm here today and doing what I'm doing is a positive mental attitude. And that's how I became an artist. I was recovering from that traumatic brain injury, and I literally didn't know what to do. I couldn't watch TV. TV hurt my head so bad. Couldn't walk. Could barely lift my body. And I was going, for lack of a better word, I was going mental. So I started painting. Just because I feel like that was maybe something I could do to kill some time. Then to my surprise, paintings came out pretty successful. And I thought, oh shit, that was fun, so I painted some more. So then I painted paintings for my house. And then after a few months of that, I got the nerve to put one online on social media for sale. And then I sold 15 in the first month. I was like, holy smokes, I'm onto something. And so I was kind of reborn. I went from the most physical person to having my physicality completely stripped away from me. Couldn't run, could barely walk. I was hung upside down with a vice on my head, is how my head was feeling. But I could paint. So I painted. And yeah, it's basically saved my life, I would say. Painting. And painting trees and figures and all sorts of things. And I've sold over 200 paintings and won some juried art shows in Kelowna. I've got international sales, Australia and Europe, and featured in a couple of businesses in town here. If you ever come to Vernon, BC, Canada, go out for dinner at Intermezzo Restaurant Wine Cellar. They've got my best pieces right now. Enjoy some steak and lobster, or best restaurant we got. Just trying to get the shape of these trees down. Not as fast as Thomas, what's his last name? You guys gotta check him out. He's the man. He's the one that gave me the feeling to actually try recording myself painting. I should have got my microphone out, but whatever. Whatever, you know. This is my first video, so if the sound is shit, then it's classic first video stuff, you know. But hopefully you can hear me rant a little bit. I built this panel myself. It's just thin, what is it? 3/8 of an inch press board. And I made a frame, nailed and glued it up. And here we are, got an 8-foot panel on the cheap. Price of everything is insane. I don't know about you, but I drive an old Acura TL, and it's over $100 to fill it up with gas, which is kind of bonkers. So yeah, times are tricky here in Canada right now. But what can you do? I try to just ignore it. Pretend that's not gonna come back. Oh, maybe a little bit. Leave it. Alright, okay, so we got that in. Now get to some foliage, which is kind of scary because when you actually start painting. So we're gonna look at this one. We're gonna go zoom in over here. Yeah, that's the thing about the style. It's kind of like no wrong answers. Well, it can be always some wrong answers, but shouldn't be too bad. Okay, I feel myself giving up on my posture. Gotta fix that. Okay. Just roughing in here, roughing in some shapes. And later on we'll give this stuff some shape with some lighter colors and gradients. Get it going. But for now we're just gonna squiggle in some stuff here and get the idea of some things happening here. Not really happy with this looking muck, but all good, all goods. Keep on trucking. Name of the game. It's like when things are going bad, you go left foot, right foot. Just keep going. Keep a positive mental attitude. Even though times are tough, you're in pain, you're dealing with life and all the things that come with it, and you just gotta persevere and say, no, I'm not gonna submit. I'm gonna make it happen for myself. Which isn't easy, but nothing's easy. You find out. so these ones, yeah, there's a lot going on up here. Get a little bit more aggressive with this one because it's a little bit more backlit. Just trying to get things going, you know. You don't need to worry about it too much. You can make this pretty with the gradient colors later. Just gonna slam in some stuff here. Try to speed things up a little bit. 7-hour video at this point. I don't want to do that. I want to do a quick video. A little bit more loose, a little bit more air in between here. Get some branches going. Important to back up. The studio's so small, it's kind of hard to back up, but we should have to keep it going. Okay. And coming up over here, some branches. Shapes here. Okay, gonna get a little bit more precise here for a moment. favorite liner brush from Japan. Oh yeah. You are. Japan. Okay, so just get a little bit more intricate here for a moment. Sound effects again, very important. No, yeah, like I said, this is your world. This is your branches. You don't have to get too concerned about it. Just do what feels right, and you can always fix it. It's just paint. Seems scary, like once, like you can never go back, but you can totally go back. It's just the fear talking again. And you know, I'd say when you're doing branches like this, just get random with it. Nature's always very random. If you can bounce your brush a little bit, and you get some thick and thins going on that imitate nature a bit more, because nothing's a perfect line, you know, so you just get wild on it, see what happens. Right, bit more here, well, a lot more, because I got 8 feet, I got 8 feet to go here. My man Thomas does pretty big paintings in an hour, but not 8 feet. I'll shout out his channel in my description for this video, because he's an amazing guy. He's like the new Bob Ross, but then I think he said he's the new Nicholas Alexander, which is the guy that taught Bob Ross everything he knows. I'm probably getting all these names wrong, but what are you gonna do? I don't have the information in front of me. I'm just a wild man painting trees. Wild beast man, that's what I tell my kids. Yeah, and just do it. It's like Nike, just do it. I used to have that written on a big piece of paper in my studio. Just do it. Don't think about it, man. Just go. Go do it. Quit messing about. Thinking's great, but it is also the enemy of just getting stuff done. If you wait for anything to be perfect, you're gonna be waiting forever, because nothing's perfect. So just go. It's okay to fail. I've done lots of garbage paintings, but not gonna stop me from doing another one. Positive mental attitude again. Try to be an eternal optimist. Not easy to do. Oh, arm's getting sore. Okay, so some pretty wispy stuff coming down here from up on high. Try to avoid making X's. That's a surefire way to do an ugly branch. If there's an X, try to recover from my X's and O's. Okay, so now we're just gonna start doing some wispy stuff here. Join some things together. Random, but things just get a little bit more simple, or I should say, not so coarse right here. So just get a little bit of this stuff in, see what happens. Once again, don't overthink it, else you'll never get her going.